American Autowire Classic Update Wiring Harness 55 through 56 Chevy Passenger Car. Part number 50423. Comes with all of this, but what's in the box? We're getting ready to install the wiring harness into Christine from bumper to bumper, and we've got this American Autowire kit we're about to unbox. So if you're interested in seeing what's in here, stay tuned. Hey, welcome to another episode of Restoring Christine. Bill here, Christine on 56 Bel Air. She's well on her way to being done. We are getting really close. I'm within a month of wrapping her up, at least to take her to her first cruise event. I'm under the gun to get it done. So the last two things that I need to do, other than the obvious that you see before you, the major items are wiring and the interior. Before I can put the interior, I need to get the wiring in. So I have an American Autowire 55 to 56 Chevy passenger car wiring harness. This is designed for resto mods, and we're going to unbox that today. So let's get into it. So I've not opened this box yet, but I'm familiar with what's inside because in 2013 to 2016 I restored a 1971 Cutlass, and I went with an American Autowire resto mod wiring setup, the wiring harness, and I loved it. I liked it so much I decided to do the same thing for Christine and get this one. So I'm pretty familiar with what's in here, but we're going to open it up and we're going to show you everything that it comes with. So of course they've got paperwork and literature, which is always good, because what happens is these wiring harnesses from American Autowire, you can see this one's referred to as the Classic Update series. So this is not a factory reproduction wiring harness. This is a modern wiring harness. So this wiring harness will give you extra circuits for like power windows, for an electric fuel pump, for fuel injection, things like that. And it gives you the modern blade type fuse panel, where originally on the car they might have only had, I don't know, maybe five fuses in total. So this setup is designed for updating your Classic. So one of the things that this says is this harness is designed for use in a modified car requiring a higher rate of charge. It does not support the use of a stock original generator. It's designed for use with an internally regulated or single wire style alternator. So most of our cars are updated. If you're going for a restoration and it has to be factory original, then of course this Classic Update wiring harness is not for you. But for me, I have nothing's original on Christine. Everything's updated. I don't have all the need for all the circuitry that comes with this, but I know that this will allow me. It'll allow me to install this wiring harness the way that I really want to. So this is what's not in the kit: hood and trunk lights, door jamb switches, custom battery cables, master disconnect switch, adjustable fuel warning module, terminals, connectors, grommets, light sockets, billet turn signal knobs, neutral safety switch, glove box light, LED lights, and much more. That's what you can get there because it's not in this. So there's also optional accessory kits, and we'll figure out what's in here and what's not in a second. So what's nice about this setup is each individual bag is basically an area of the car that you need to focus on, like this courtesy lamp kit, instrument cluster connection kit, parking lamp and headlight grommet kit, front light wiring kit, engine kit. So there's going to be some more circuitry on here that you wouldn't normally have with your regular wiring harness. What is this? New rear body kit. Be interesting to see what that is. We also get, and here's the big one. This bag is going to be the primary harness. So this is going to be the custom the custom fuse panel harness. So this is where you're going to have your fuse panel, fuse block, everything goes in the bulkhead. What we'll probably do is we'll probably open that up in a second so you can start looking at some of these components. It does come with a high beam switch that goes in the floorboard. Comes with a stack of fuses and some flashers. And the ignition switch. So it's got a brand new ignition switch. That's really good. Headlight switch. So it's got a brand new headlight switch, and look at this. It's got the 1956 stainless button for it. And it also comes with, look at this. It comes with some battery wires. Let's see. Alternator and main power connection kit and various accessories. So we'll find out exactly what they want us to do with that. What else? There's one more thing in the box. A few little terminal ends. So let's go ahead and start opening up a few of these packets so you can see what's inside. So back to the instructions. So you'll notice that it says disconnect your battery, then start installing kit. So this kit is broken down into individual steps that are identified by a letter printed on the instruction sheets. So the order of installation is shown below. G, dash harness kit. H, gauge cluster kit. J, engine kit. K, parking lamp and headlight grommet kit. L, front light kit. M, rear body kit. N, courtesy light kit. And Z, alternator and mega fuse kit. So each one of these things, this is basically your starting point. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to bag G, and that's the one that has the main harness. So let's open up this bag and we'll show you what's inside. So what I really liked about the American Wire kit is it was basically paint by numbers. Painless wiring is a bit less expensive. I've never installed one. They're more universal. This is very application specific. So you'll notice, look at the fuse block that comes with this thing. So you notice it's got here turn, ignition, power windows, battery, parking light ignition, radio, another ignition, turn signal, hazard, lighter, battery, power seats, cruise control, AC and heat, wiper, clock, power locks, another ignition, gauges, fan, dash lights, fuel, brake and courtesy. So they've got a bunch of different things on here that the original factory wiring harness would not have included for. And these are all of these circuits. Some of these circuits have to be big. Like if it's a fan's gonna be like a 30 amp circuit sometimes. So that's gonna be a bigger wire. So that's already built into this. And you'll notice, so all that is already terminated on the back side of this fuse panel. And this fuse panel is designed to button up right to the firewall. So you notice all the whips on here. There's a whip with a connection here, another connection here, here. Every one of these whips is already pre-done. So each one of these is set up waiting to receive a circuit from one of the other bags. And they give you enough length in here to run these wires wherever you'd like to. You know, I recognize some of these colors, and you can customize this any kind of which way you want. But each one of these wires, you'll notice this. The wires are all marked. Left rear turn, gas gauge, ground, third brake light. So there's no getting lost. When you get to the other end, you know exactly what it is. So that's what was in bag G. So then the next thing it tells us to install is the gauge cluster kit. So let's see what that's number 8, letter H. Letter H. Here's H. So let's open that one and see what's in here. And you'll notice too, each one of these has an instruction. So this was H, and inside of it, it gives you the individual little components that you need for that circuit setup. So this is on the gauge, and you'll notice it's giving me all the little, those look like new bulb sockets that plug into the back of the dash. into the back of the gauge. So it's also got some terminal ends, and I'm going to show you something in a little bit about connecting those. What else does it have? It's got another gauge connection kit, and it's got these look like your basic kind of terminal connections, but it usually has much better terminal connections on that are very special. I'll show you those when we come to them. So this is going to be everything that you need to connect to the back of the gauges. And again, it's all labeled. So let's see. So, you know, it's one of these deals where when you get into it, you have to just take it apart one bite at a time. And it's not that hard to do. They give you plenty enough wiring length to go in all the directions that you need to go. You want to run clean wiring, you want to hide all your wiring, you'll be able to do that. See, this was in G. We skipped this. So this is in G. Look, it's got a lot of hardware too. And also there's more terminal ends that are in here. Now these look like they're more specialized. Watch, let's get into that. So this is going back to the main harness. And you'll notice the type of connections that these are. These are not the regular AutoZone by, you know, one size fits all connections. These are very specialized. I forget the type. I'll put a little note as far as what type these are, but there's some special tools that you need to get to crimp all these. So what's next? It says J is the engine. Yeah, I thought it was the fat one. It's got a lot of heavy duty wires in this one. Let's open that. Hit J. Let's see what's in here. Look. Alternator plug. One wire style. So if you have a factory alternator, I'm pretty sure that's what that is that little goes into the AC Delco or the Delco Remy style alternator, and you just run this back to the back of the alternator. Single wire setup. So now let's see this, the engine bay, which they give you. It looks like there's one little connection here, terminal block, and then there's some other things here. So let's see what are the wires that are in here, if we can see. Starter. Let's see, starter solenoid. This white one, I can see it says tack. There's only 6 wires, but if I can get to them. Let's see. Coil tack. Pretty foolproof. Let's open up the next bag. Next one is K. Parking light. Parking lamp and headlight grommet kit. In K. So let's see what's in here. Oh, look at this. See, this is, I'm not sure if Painless does this, but here you go. Look at this. That is pretty much a factory style. It's all brand new. This is what's going to go into the headlight bucket. And there's your ground and your high beam and your low beam. And this whip goes in the back, and you'll notice there's this style connection. So these will end up going into a terminal block that's in here. There should be a block inside of this bag. So there should be, exactly. See like how this is? So this is a terminal block that these two slide into. So when you get everything set up and you've pulled your wires through all your small diameter holes, you can pop this in, but you need to understand how these types of clips all connect. And this is one style. There's another style that has a little thumb on the back of it. But it's pretty intuitive once you get into it. What else is in here? They got some more components, more rubber grommets. That's really nice. They've got new light sockets. All right, let's put that away and get into the next one. The next one is L, front light kit. This must be what goes to the fuse block. Let's see if we can pull it out and see how that looks. So there's going to end up being a mating partner to that one, if we can find it. There, it looks like that one. See? So this is already wired up. And once you get, you get your wire, you get the fuse block in, and then you have this run to a point under the dash, and then this continues from that point, plugs into that, and then you got all your wires that are all long, and all you need to do is just terminate the ends at the length that you want. And while we're on L, I'll show you this. So every bag, I should have been saying this already, but every bag pretty much has the instructions on what to do. So it shows you here, your chassis, ground, universal on-off toggle switch not included, 30 amp fuse battery source, 12 volt feed out from relay, then it says like C-bag K, and they got the color, light blue, dark blue, brown, tan, and light green, and that's left-hand turn, right-hand turn, parking lights, low beam, high beam. And they give you the diagram, the block diagram for what's on the inside of this terminal, so you can see how this is the mirror image of it. No, it goes like this. There you go. So you can see which wire is which. So every bag is going to have one of these in it. So let's see. That was front light kit. Now you got rear body kit, courtesy light kit, and alternator kit. That's the courtesy. That's the rear body. So after the front light kit, it wanted to see the rear body. So instead of cracking it open, I can just show you what it is. So in the rear body, look at this. So they've got the terminating end for the rear tail light with all the rubber protective sleeves on it. This has probably got something already for the license plate illuminators that go on this, on the bumper. But that's what's in bag M. And then the next one was N, was the courtesy lamp kit. And this is something that's really neat. So they give you new sockets for bulbs, and you can put this where you want. And you plug these in. It's totally customizable. You can do whatever you want with it. What's the last one? Alternator and mega fuse kit. So bag Z, yeah, wow. So I'm not quite sure why they give you this horse leg wire for an alternator. That's crazy. That's huge. I don't know what gauge that is, but that's monstrous. I almost mistook it for a battery connection, but it looks like it's got a fuse block, and it's going to have some instructions on what to do with this. There's the fuses. So it even gives you these mega fuses, gives you all these terminal ends, and instructions, of course. So that's in the bag. Let's see some more parts. There's only a couple of 3 or 4 things left. Let's pull them out. So one, the ignition switch, we know what that is. That's pretty straightforward. It's a brand new switch. Let's take a look at the quality. Looks like a decent part. It's all labeled on the back. Looks pretty tight. Looks like it's got a new bezel. A new nut. Oh yeah, that's nice. So there you go, the nut and the bezel. Comes with all the new parts. New switch. Of course, the high beam button for the floor, and then a light switch. What else? One last thing. Okay, and then of course the bag with the signal, the turn signal flashers, and then all the fuse blades. And then I'm not quite sure where this was going to go, but this is going to be something for one of these miscellaneous parts, because usually the bags contain every bit of the hardware that you need. So let's get into a couple of other things that are not in this box but are important. You are going to have to invest in a high quality wire crimper for terminal ends. So this is made by Pertronics, and this is a ratcheting style crimper, and it comes with four different jaws, It's got A style for insulated terminals, B style for non-insulated terminals, C for open barrel terminals, H open barrel, and D sub V3.5, and then HI for spark plug connector. So these are all different types, and what's nice about this tool is no matter which one you need, they just feed right into here and they lock in place. And if you want to, as you're crimping with your crimp, you put your crimp in it, and then once your crimp gets in here, and then you clank, clack, clack, you tighten it, and then once you get it all away and you pinch it, it releases. But you'll notice that it won't release until you get a correct crimp on it. Once you get a correct crimp, then it'll let go. So that's one thing that you're going to need. Second thing that you're going to need, and this is to be neat, is your wiring harness is going to want some wire harness tape. And there's two types you can get. There's a plastic type and there's a cloth type. So this is the cloth type, where it's got a little mild adhesive, but this is meant to go around wire. This is not like electrical tape. So when you wrap this, it gives you plenty of flexibility. And if you had to undo it and do it again, you can. See, it's not like electrical tape. You can terminate the ends, you can do it nice and neat. And this is a nice satin black finish. It's cloth. The plastic variety is a little more pliable. The plastic version, I used to have some of that, but I'm out. That's what I used in the Cutlass. But I wanted this cloth version because it's more period correct, even though this is not going to be a complete restoration. I mean, this is not going to be a factory correct, a period correct restoration. I just thought that that would be the type that I would want. So I do remember that I bought one roll, and I don't remember how long that roll was, but one roll wasn't enough, so I bought two. And this is not inexpensive, but you definitely need this. So there you have it. The American Autowire Classic Update Kit for the 5556 Chevrolet. It's well worth the money. I'm going to start installing that. That's going to be coming up next. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do this over 1, 2, 3 videos or what, but that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting in this wiring harness into Christine, and we're going to light this fuse pretty soon. So do hope you appreciate the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the channel, as always, I'd love a subscription. So until I see you next time, please take care of yourself. Cheers.